My question for you, what was going on in your life before Hitsona?
Not a lot. So I'd signed up to different gyms, but there were memberships that just didn't really go anywhere. Very lazy, bad eating, nothing of any substance.
And what would you say the problem was that you wanted to solve here? Why did you join?
I wanted to lose some weight and to tone up. So I've got different kind of scarring that normal diets wouldn't do anything for. So I wanted to kind of tone up and try and improve my body shape and then improve my confidence with that as well.
Cool. And with that, how did that problem, or how you were feeling at the time before Hitsona, how did that affect your day-to-day life? What did it make your day-to-day life like?
I was very lethargic, didn't really do much. Friends would say, well, let's go for a walk, and I wouldn't want to go because I was so unfit, didn't really have the energy to want to do anything, so I just kind of lounge around doing nothing.
And what do you do for work?
I work in HR, so office space, sat down most of the day.
Okay, and did you find that having that lower level of health and fitness and possibly mental health with that, did that affect your work, or did you find you were just buried in work?
I was more than happy to work over because I had nowhere that I needed to get to at the end of the day. So I was working more hours, and it was kind of controlling my life.
So since you started just over 3 years ago, I think we are now?
Yes, just March of 22.
Okay, so just over 3 years ago. What's changed?
What hasn't? So I feel more confident in myself. I'm doing regular HIIT sessions that I probably would never have done prior. I'm doing regular park runs, which again, my first ever 5k, and we were doing with my friend, and she had to drag me around because I didn't want to do it. In November, I signed up and completed 10k, and I've just been accepted to run Copenhagen Half Marathon 2026.
Is that where you've seen the main difference is your fitness level more than anything else?
Fitness level, yes, but mental health. I'm a huge advocate for mental health, and I'm a firm believer in that if you stay active, there's some sort of release when you are exercising that I can walk into the studio in a really fine mood, do my 25-minute session, and at the end of it, I feel so much better for it.
And I guess in a stressful job like HR, which there does have its stresses, its pressures, that release, even if nothing else, that release is something that does your mental health.
Yeah, massively, 100%.
Yeah. Awesome. And when you talk about, you wanted to tone up, you wanted to get fitter, how is your confidence now? Because you mentioned confidence earlier on. How you are more confident, of course. How does that present itself? How would you know that you're more confident?
I'm doing things that I wouldn't do. I'm taking that leap of faith and thinking, do you know what, I can do this, so I'm just going to do it. Whereas prior to building that confidence, I'd bury my head in the sand. I wouldn't want to push myself out of my comfort zone. Whereas I'm doing that now, i.e. the 10k, the half marathon.
And when you do these things, like you do the 10k, we don't have a time machine, we can't go to 2026 yet, but when you've done, I know recently you did a really tough park run course as well. You've been a park run tourist and gone and done that. How do you feel when you finish those things? Like, what does it make you feel like?
It's a sense of achievement. It's something I've never been able to say I can do. And so there's that thrill inside of me that kind of thinks, I want to go and do the next one now.
That's amazing, because that's what life's about, I guess, is those things.
Building the experiences.
So what would you say to someone who is in your position previously, 3 years ago, who is unsure what to do?
Book in, come for a taster, and just see how you get on. It's a completely different environment to what I've ever experienced. As soon as you walk through the door, everyone's really friendly, everyone makes you feel welcome. Try and not be apprehensive. Now I know that's easy to say from somebody who has been there, but honestly, it would be the best thing to do.
Now that you are in the position that you're in, with your fitness level, with your confidence, with where you are mentally in life, and I've personally seen the transformation. We talk, I think we've become friends more than coach and Hitsona. So I know, obviously you've had your challenges in the last 3 years. You've had your challenges before that. What's, other than the Copenhagen half marathon, what's the world is your oyster now. What's the future?
I don't know. I think I want to continue on my fitness. I would love to do a marathon at some point. I think that's my end goal. But we're a very long way off that at the moment. But just continue building on myself. I've got different projects going on at the moment that I'm throwing myself into. And I think it's that energy aspect of it. So once you feel motivated, you get things done. Prior, I probably wasn't motivated. I lived at home with mum and dad, so they kind of did everything.
Yeah.
And it was just now I've got that drive to want to achieve and want to say, I've done this. This is my achievement. I've done it off my own back.
Amazing. And my final question, I did say it was my last question before. How many sessions have you done?
Nearly 500.
So I get to take for lunch very soon,
You
hopefully.
do.
But that genuinely is something for me. I don't know what your thoughts on it. From somebody who walked in here, I mean, you walked in, it wasn't like you were a quivering wreck in the corner. You walked in, you're a professional person, so you obviously see people every day, but you walked in as a non-exerciser, certainly in the recent past, and now you've done almost 500 sessions of something.
Yeah.
What has been your key, take Hitsona out of it, what's been your key thing that's helped you stick to this?
The accountability. So that is huge because obviously there is the accountability for sessions, but it's that motivation of I want to be able to achieve, I want to be able to hit my goals, I want to feel more confident. So it's all those drivers. And my mental health. I think if I wasn't doing exercise in general or even park runs, hit zone, it would be a massive effect on my mental health. And I noticed that. So obviously last year I had 6 weeks off. This year I've had a couple of weeks off, and it massively impacts because you miss that community feel.